Welcome back. Mariam Shaheen continues her look at Muslims in Berlin. Germany is home to some 3 million Muslims, only 4% of the total population. But their presence is felt, especially in the country's capital. Some of them are devoting their time and energy to introduce Islam and its traditions to the German population. In the second part of her film, Mariam takes a close look at the daily lives of Turkish immigrants.
But about 3,000 Germans of non-Middle Eastern descent convert to Islam every year. Among the newcomers is Hassan, or Dietrich Didi.
Berlin is a very cosmopolitan city. It has people from all over the world. But my interest in Arabs and Islam began in childhood, when I watched movies about the region. And my parents took me to Morocco and Egypt for a vacation. My fascination with this culture continued into adulthood.
Didi's 1990 conversion to Islam opened up a whole new world to him.
I have not yet had the time to perfect my Arabic, so during prayer I mainly repeat what is being said. Of course I could pray in German. However, I have some trouble getting into mosques in Germany, even as a Muslim. I'm always recognized as a German, and I always have to show my certificate, which was issued by the mosque in which I converted, and show them, look, it's me, and then they let me in.
But the issue of access to non-Muslims and new converts is changing. Ender Çetin is one of several young Muslims in Berlin, working around the clock to introduce the teachings of Islam and its traditions to both Germans and other Europeans. He greets visitors in what is among the most important mosques in Western Europe.
Also mittlerweile ist das aus jeder Schicht und aus jeder Altersgruppe.
People from all walks of life and of all ages visit our mosque. It's considered one of the most beautiful architectural sites in Berlin. A lot of our visitors know us through our outreach programs and our homepage on the internet. Answering our visitors' questions is the first step to shedding preconceptions about Islam. Most questions are about the role of women in our religion, and if Islam and violence are intimately related. We explain what Islam says about the role of women. We clarify what the Quran says about violence, and that, in fact, one of the meanings of Islam is peace. We get visitors from France, Holland, and Denmark. Next week, we have 5 school groups visiting us from Denmark. Perhaps the issue of the cartoons has created a new awareness. People are more interested and asking more questions.
Almost 400 groups of visitors like these toured this mosque last year and received a 2-hour introduction to Islam, which undoubtedly gave them new insights. But this mosque and its compound serves as much more than a showpiece for visitors. It is mainly a community center for Turks and other Muslims in the city. The adjacent cemetery, which has been in use since the days when the German Kaiser and the Emperor of Istanbul were friends, is full. But for many Muslims who die in Berlin, it is here where the last rites are read, in the presence of the community members, with a blessing by the sheikh. A casket and prayers for this now deceased Muslim student from Libya. Then his body is sent to his family on the first plane home. On a balcony inside the mosque, a very private ceremony. A German Muslim and his African bride exchange wedding vows. And then another tour group arrives, eager to learn more about the world of Islam. In another part of the city, which is home to non-conventional Germans, as well as the gay mayor of Berlin, I meet Ender's wife, Pinar, who tells me all about her concerns. Pinar Çetin is 24 and a student of the prestigious Technical University of Berlin. Born as the daughter of Turkish guest workers, Pinar became a German citizen when she was 16, at the behest of her father.
We, the children, feel at home here. I got married here, and I think that it's very probable that I will stay. I expect that because of me and my sisters, my parents will probably not return to Turkey. My father, who never really wanted to stay in Germany, wanted us to have the same rights as all Germans do.
Pinar and Ender have made the leap that their parents had hoped for. Unlike their fathers, they are not condemned to a life of manual labor. And unlike most Turks that came before them, they will never have to work at construction sites to make a living.
Nowadays, there are ethnic Turks in the German government, but they do not do enough to defend my religious freedom.
Muslims are lobbying the German government for recognition of Islam as an official religion. If this were to happen, then Islam, like Christianity and Judaism, could be taught at German public schools. And federal funding, which already exists for both Christian and Jewish organizations, could be made available to the Muslim community.
Because Islam is not considered an official religion, on par with Christianity or Judaism, we are legally more restricted than the other religious communities. Our mosques have the legal status of community centers rather than houses of worship.
But the issue closest to Pinar's heart is equal access to jobs for women who wear Islamic dress. In Berlin, both the government and most private sector businesses openly discriminate against women who wear the headscarf.
It is difficult for me to find an internship position or a job because of the way I dress. An insurance company recently wanted to hire me. They were pleased with my language and computer skills, but they said that because I wear a headscarf, they could not officially put me on their payroll. So I said, ciao, no way.
Like her husband and many other young Muslims in Berlin, Pinar's religious convictions grew as a result of feeling isolated during her teens.
At school, the teachers would go to great lengths to point out to me that I was Turkish. They would always pick on me in class. When there was a news item and something was happening in Turkey, they would say, "Pinar, you are Turkish, explain this to us." Or if something was happening in the rest of the Muslim world, they would say, "What is your position on this or that?"
Full integration of German Muslims has yet to take place. But despite the marginal, if not necessarily poor position they maintain in German society, many Muslims in Germany now feel that this is their home.
My teachers did not pass up one opportunity to make it clear to me that to them I would never be German. Yet today I would identify myself as a Muslim from Berlin. This is my home.
Germany's Christian and pagan history and heritage will almost certainly not be challenged by its more than 3 million Muslims. But the definition of what it means to be German may have to expand. Berliners or part of the Near East, or both. This new generation of Muslim Germans is showing increasing signs of confidence. Once hesitant to assert their distinct culture, the second generation of German Muslims are no longer meeting in one-room prayer rooms, as they once did. Of Berlin's 80 mosques, an increasing number are magnificent monuments celebrating the glory of Islam for all to see. The future for Muslims in this world capital at the heart of Europe appears to be one of slow integration and quiet confidence.
In the next episode, we leave Germany for France and the story of integration and collaboration in the south of France. Thank you for joining us. I'm Elizabeth Filippouli. See you next time.